Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. We were out of power, unfortunately, but we got it back last night and we're back in action here. So happy 4th, everybody. A few things to cover here today on SPX. We get a little bit of bullishness. Now, for market breadth, we're neutral at best here. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but not a whole lot to look at there. I'll close this up. Here's your keep it simple wedge that we're looking at. Do we make it to the top of the wedge, or do we break down to the bottom of the wedge? Ultimately, it could be a little mixture of both. So what I've been in the past, if you're new here, in the past videos, I've been showing that we could have a resolution to the downside and then actually up from there. But we're leaning on this bearish side at this point. This also could be a 1-2-1-2 setup to the downside as well. So we have to watch all of these possibilities that are going. And I'm going to show you these indicators and what the charts are specifically saying. It doesn't matter what kind of thoughts I have on where it might go. With our cycles, we went through a couple videos today, and that's why I lean on certain directions. But let's see what the indicators say. Let's go right through it. We're going to go through SPX. We're going to do VIX, and then SPY on the 65 and VIX on the 65. Keep it there. And if you want to get the member videos, those are $10 a month. Sorry, I was looking up at the other screen. And you can go to Patreon if you want to get the full year for $90. If you want to save a few bucks on that. But I keep it pretty cheap for the community anyway. And it comes with the Discord. So there's that. Keep it simple. Here's where we left off with the public. And there's the old megaphone breakout. And let's see if we can have some sort of back test to it. Are we going to break directly out from the flag? Well, it can. What we're going to watch for as members, we're going to watch to see what NVIDIA and the semis do to see if they can pick things up, because we're way out of our league in the DJX and RUT, the small caps and the Dow, so and the mid cap. So let's see what happens here. But so far, not really breaking out from this flag. What I was thinking, here's the 23.6. We're looking for a wave 4 possibility for the bulls, but whether bull or bear, I'm questioning if this is going to come down to the 382 first to see if we can go up from there. All right, that's the bullish outlook. We start to break down from this, and then now our weekly structure is broken. So this is going to be a key area for us, even if we even get there. Clearly, bullish sentiment. This feels like it's really bullish, but it just barely tagged above Thursday's candle and is retreating from there. So let's see what happens. Maybe this structure right here is complete. All right. So here's your moving averages. If you want more, look at Thursday's, I believe it was Thursday's video, and you can get a lot more detail. And I've moved around these arrows and show you where I think price is going and such. But yeah, so we have the moving averages. As of this point, the momentum's still up. The trend is still up, but do note that the 50 is coming up here as well. And all that's happening is the moving averages are coming together because of a sideways consolidation. So this is a contraction leads to expansion, and that's what we're going to have to wait for. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? That's the big question. I am guessing we're at resistance. We're at an objective short right now. I'm thinking we go down to the next point here. Now that we made a new high, we kind of had to work out our Elliott wave count there. Is it a 1-2-1-2, or is it a B wave inside of here, or is this a wave 4 triangle? All right. Here's your OptionsTender setup, we had the negative divergence that played out into a consolidation. Where do we resolve? Again, up or down. We're at the top part of this slow stochastic, so let's keep an eye on this. If this starts to curl over, then we'll probably cycle to the downside. It's very sensitive, so if it cycles all the way to the downside before we even break a new low, this could be one more move for maybe this an A, B, C, D, and we have an E wave to complete, and then we go higher. That's always a possibility. All right, so we cannot take that off the table. If we start to break lows, then I think we have something else happening. All right, and again, we'll go through this on the 65. We're just neutral here on the MACD. Here's your McClellan oscillator, just kind of creeping up here. If it can creep up to that overbought condition, you know, it looks like a bear flag. A little bit stronger here, but that's suspect. So that's sus, as my kids would say. Bollinger Band coming together, tightening up, but still kind of curving down. D-mark. 5 count, no real setup here. Elliott oscillator, neutral. Let's go to VIX. And tomorrow I might even just do the 65 if we don't have anything new. But, you know, we had this beautiful reversal candle, this graveyard or inverse hammer on the cycle low, ideal low here on Thursday. Okay, that was beautiful. And we did get that reversal. We closed the gap here with a higher low. So there's a possibility that this is done and we could get an up move here. But on the same note, maybe this now gets a little choppy because we're in a descending on the dominant phase here. All right, declining phase. Now, you say this triangle broke down. That could be the case, but what's really happening? This actually made a new low here by a penny. And so this really could just be a larger wedge as well. So there's your bullish outlook for the VIX, and then your bearish would be it broke down from the triangle. All right. So our next cycle low, we're looking at around July 20th. And so let's see what happens on this rising phase here. You could get a pop, and then maybe you get to another higher low or lower low. We'll have to see at this point. And maybe this is a low here. You get a low, maybe a slight lower low after some sort of pop. Just like this one had a pop here. Pop, maybe a lower high and then a lower low. That's just from looking at the VIX, that looks like a thing. All right. So what could that mean? If I'm interpreting the VIX like this, then we could get a drop in the market while this goes and tests some of the moving averages and the downtrend line again. And then we go see either a lower high or a new all-time high in the market. So let's take a look at SPY in the 65. See if we can kind of work that out. You know, that's why we want to do these videos so often. And you know, if I can't make you a video, I do it for members no matter what. So you can jump in there. There's my 65 minute. That's what I look at on my screen. All right, here's where we left off with the public. We're fighting with the 786. This is not a real wick. It's actually a higher low. So here's your correction from this move, going up to the 786 and testing I know it looks like it's breaking out, right? But then if you line up the wicks perfectly, there's a rejection off of there. And then let's look at the divergences that may have formed at this point. So with the Elliott wave count, again, that's for members that I put on there. But what could happen here is if the VIX is going to perhaps pop from now then we could see, and this is a VIX cycle low. So we're topping out right here with the VIX cycle low. That's why I have that bar there. So what could happen is if the VIX gets a nice pop, you could see that 382 that we just talked about on the daily time frame tested. All right. And if the VIX is going to make a brand new low with that cycle, then again, you could make a lower high. We'll have to see what the indicators are at the time being, or make one more slight high, and then we're looking for a big move going on later in the year. So those are the two scenarios that we'll be looking for in a nutshell. And we'll put on our retracements and things if this does happen. And what I was looking for, though, is I was looking for this to be an A, and then this to be a B wave inside of here as a triangle. The problem is it took out this high. So, and why is that a problem? Because NDX still has this triangle play in here. All right. So when it took out this high, that opened up the door for, they're slightly different. And is this an A, B, C? And we still have the D and E? That's possible. It certainly is. And you still could have that triangle in there. And I'll move this appropriately. That's what it would be. But since it changed the structure there, now we still could be looking at a 1-2, 1-2. That's very bearish, but this does not look like an impulse wave. And so this could end up, maybe it closes the gap first or whatever, but maybe this goes just a little bit higher. And now you're talking a flat pattern where this could be just a 1, and then we get a flat pattern for a 2, and that's it. Now it could, go in here a little bit tighter and just get your D and E in here and then fall. So there's a lot of things that could happen, but just this kind of opened it up just a little bit, just a little bit more bullish to maybe where we close this gap. We have a slight gap open just with a few pennies right here. So if it does go directly higher, we'll have to watch SpaceX and Nvidia. They look like they have a lot of fuel to catch up. And then this will have to hold, maybe go up to about 757 or so. And then after that, that would just be a 1-2 setup. You have a double top. You have a gap right here as well. You have a slight gap right there. That's still open. So you still could get a double top, but is it going to go directly? That's the big question. We need to see just what the semis, what Nvidia, and what SpaceX do in order to start to make our decisions. But with timing wise, man, we should at least get some sort of correction first before we go higher. But I can't guarantee that. We have to see what the market does. So just be careful. Maybe lighten up on your trades if you're looking at me and saying, well, what is it, up or down? Let the market tell us. And here's your moving averages, positive so far. There's your slight lower high. Today we got that divergence. So to me, most of the time when you have a triangle like that, you see that divergence in the near term, it brings you down to the bottom of the triangle. All right. And it just so happens that's where options expected move is for the week. So if that does occur, that would be much more natural, and we'll see what happens after that. And we can work things out. But I do feel like there's some unfinished business, and maybe we can get one more slight high up here in NDX. Same thing. We missed by a few pennies. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. Going into tomorrow, maybe we have a slight gap up and crap tomorrow. Your Bollinger Band, you have a sell signal there, negative divergence, overbought into the band. So you do have a sell setup. Money flow. negative divergence so far. Yes, this could go higher to the upper boundary and burn that divergence, but so far. All right, so we need to see a new low here. If you're bearish, obviously. I just don't see this going directly. It looks like this is an impulse wave. So this easily could be a 535 for a zigzag, and you should see lower prices. D-mark, you have a 5 count, no setup there. Elliott oscillator, it looks like a wave. Now I know I say a wave 3 into 5. That would be typically what I say, but with the Elliott oscillator for your corrective moves for a zigzag, that to me looks like an A into a C, an A wave into a C wave, which is the same function on the Elliott oscillator. So if things work out, we should see the bottom of this range tested once again, until we break out from a range. But in the meantime, you play range to range. That's just your highest probability. All right, you guys, let's see what the VIX, one last thing we can kind of map out. So again, it's still in some sort of triangle. We could draw it, but it does look like a descending triangle or a slight wedge. We got that penny underneath, literally. So if we're to map this out, there's your, I'll leave this one, the triangle on here for your bearish look, rejected off the triangle. But then on the other hand, I'll leave the other type of triangle there. And so I still think now that we made that divergent low here, and we made a slight new high on SPX, but we made a higher low on the VIX. That could be a cue right there that we go a little bit higher. And on the daily time frame, we'll keep this downtrend here, but on the daily time frame, I mean, clearly it can be lifted like that, and we'll see what the VIX does. I think we'll get a pop here. And from that point, that might be your initial move to the bottom of the triangle. And we'll have to see what happens, what resolves at this point. But I do think in the near term, we're going to get this pop here in the VIX. Let's see if we reject off of it. I can't predict if it's going to down or if it breaks out. If it actually breaks out, then it should look something like that. Okay. If not, if it rejects off of here, then, maybe we can still close this gap down low. And then that says that the market is going to new highs, or at least close to it for that double top or so. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. I'll make another video tomorrow as we get more information. And SpaceX is going on the Nasdaq-100 tomorrow. So we'll just keep an eye on those big dogs and the semis and SpaceX and see what happens next.